Right. So today I'm actually going to be doing a little bit of a different video, kind of a rant, if you will. So over the past, I don't know, month or two, I've been really heavy into putting in content, into Linux and gaming and just trying to, build awareness around it and get it out there so more and more people can adopt it and, start using it as, kind of their daily driver. But as I've been going through it, one of the biggest hurdles that I think I've come across is the Linux community could honestly just do a much better job overall, just with the way they react to things and the way that when new users are coming in, how well they're accepted. And this whole like battle between like different distros and different desktop environments and different window managers, like there's just so many differences between them all. And when a new user comes in and sees that people are like, oh, you should never use GNOME, it's horrible, you should use KDE instead. Like they get turned off and don't know where to go, like what to do. And then they go to places like Reddit. And that's just, I mean, Reddit's a horrible place to go to in the first place, but people go there and there's like bash for their own, thoughts or things that they, want to get across. And it's just like, why are we putting this pressure on different things within the Linux community that people feel like they have to be a certain way? Like when I set up my system, I'm setting it up for myself. I'm not setting it up for anybody else. Like I've gotten, feedback or kickback for having a dock at the bottom of my window manager type uh desktop environment. So, people and like based on what distro you're in, like if someone's using Ubuntu, like some people brand new want to come in and just use Ubuntu because it's a little bit simpler and it's more widely known. But then you're gonna get bashed by some people maybe using like Arch or something. They're like, no, you gotta start with Arch. I feel like there's no right way to start. You just need to start. And I feel like a lot of people just need to back up a little bit and kind of just take it for what it's worth. Just let people do them. I've had people in my comments on different forums, Reddit posts, social media, just bashing others for what distro they use or what desktop environment or window manager that they're using. And I just don't understand it because Linux is supposed to be, free and open source and for you to have the freedom to do what you want. And yet we still judge people on how they use it. So like we want more people to use Linux so it's more widely adopted and, more software companies start, supporting it and drivers started supporting it and peripherals and stuff like that. But in order to get there, we have to be an open-minded community to allow more people to come in and have a safe place to do that. And that's kind of why I started my Discord channel, to have a safe place for new users and even, experienced users to come in and just talk about Linux without the hold over their head of like what they use. Like, I don't care if you use Arch, I don't care if you use Fedora, I don't care if you use Debian, I don't care what you use. Like, I just want you to be using Linux. And honestly, I don't even care if you're using Linux in that sense. Like, if you're using Windows for some things and you're using Linux, I use Windows for some things myself. I have it set up right now where I can literally uh, go over into my Moonlight and jump into my desktop, which is a Windows desktop. So now I can either play games through here or I can get, other, type of work done that I cannot do on Linux within like my IT side of things, within my business and stuff like that. So there's certain things I still need, Windows for. And I have this Moonlight, Sunshine setup so I can have my Steam Deck and my Asus ROG like tablet thing. I can all of them can sign into this, instance and play any game that I want to be able to play at higher resolution and higher, frame rates and better quality from anywhere. Like I can just, sign in and do it. And I love that aspect of it. But some people will come in and be like, oh, but you're supposed to be a Linux user. Why are you using Windows? Just this particular type of setup, it worked better with Windows than it did with when I had Linux on this particular desktop. So I feel like that's like a big thing that a lot of people kind of they come into the Linux world with a higher expectation than they should. And I feel like that shouldn't be the way. I really want people to start, disconnecting that type of mindset and really just jumping into like, we want more people on Linux to be using Linux, as their daily driver, so it can be adopted by more different software and things, but don't put the burden on them that they need to be doing it a certain way. But yeah, I think that's kind of the end of my rant here. If you guys have any comments or anything, obviously please, comment below. If you agree or if you disagree, whatever, drop a like, or dislike if you completely think I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about. Your opinion is your opinion, and that's completely fine. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. If you like my content, with Linux and gaming, please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.